Now it's recording.
That's how you open it.
Trey, you were allowed to go a day without being sexually molested.
No,
Never.
he's not. Not when I'm around. Give me a hug now. Give me your dick.
That's not a hug. That's a cock hug.
Give me your dick.
So we saw Black Panther.
Apparently it was really gay. No, wait, that's just us two.
It was quite good. Here's my overall thought on the movie. God, I wish I was the right skin tone to fucking love this movie. Because it just doesn't mean as much to me as it does to other people. And I wish I could share in that. But it was still really good.
I feel they did a lot of things right in this one.
Well,
I didn't enjoy it as much as I would have, as much as I wanted to, but I enjoyed it. I do feel this will be a Marvel movie I can watch more than once without getting bored.
I mean, the director is really good. He did Creed and Fruitvale Station, so, you know, he's really taken off. Michael B. Jordan was in both of those, so he's clearly got his muse.
All right.
Michael B. Jordan was hot in this movie.
Like, metaphorically, or...
Both.
Okay. Trey, buddy.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That's all fucked up. Trey is still processing. It was a lot. Forrest Whitaker is in the movie, and he's not even, like, top 5 things. Because he doesn't get a lot of scenes.
He costs too much.
Nakia and Surya, and I can't even remember the general's name.
It's Suri, not Surya.
Suri, but the general...
Or was it Shuri?
Suri? I think it was Suri. Trey?
I don't remember.
Suri?
I think it... Suri.
Everyone has an accent, and it's a kind of a vaguely indefinable accent when they're speaking English, and then when
I do like it, though.
When
It
they
sounds
speak
nice.
when they speak Wakandan, it's obviously made up language, but
It's a very
Does she
well
speak
written.
English at all? When
It's
she
very
wants
well-
to.
it doesn't. It's not noticeably fake language. Let's just put it that way. Like can sometimes happen. Andy Serkis as Claw is great, and then dies.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more.
Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger is great, and dies. Like, okay, Marvel, you're starting to make good villains. Stop killing them. You kind of need them for later. That's why Thor and Loki was so good, because you can keep playing that card.
Well, also at this point, if they killed off Tom Hiddleston, there'd be a worldwide riot.
Fangirls would take to the streets.
Get in line. I'd be first up there. Burn the witch!
Disney Castle shall
Burn
become...
the witch!
Disney Castle shall become a destruction wasteland, saying, "Bring him back, he's our Disney princess!"
No, do you have the bunker ready yet?
No, we gotta dig it.
Damn it.
Well, it's just an afternoon.
I guess if I had a complaint, the action scenes were, you know, visually nice, but in terms of choreography, nothing special.
I was gonna touch
I
on
do
that,
feel
actually.
like the action was,
Kind of
yeah, actually, the action was the weakest part of this movie.
which is weird.
It's,
I mean, it's not like a major flaw or anything. Just...
if I want to touch on that, it's that they tried to do really good things with the camera angles, the long sweeping shots between the hits, or unfortunately the other part of that was that they were really quick shots in order to keep up with every fist and everything flying. However, that's not a very good way of taking about that action. You actually need to keep long static shots.
The action was blurry. Like,
Yeah.
physically, the camera work was blurry. And no, not everything's going to be John Wick or Mad Max Fury Road when it comes to the action. But... Fuck you two on Mad Max.
No, him. I love Mad Max.
There was no action. It was all car chases and
Not
slingshot
what we are
people.
talking about.
Okay.
Look in the camera.
The point is that the action scenes are kind of the low point, which is weird, because there's a lot of really cool stuff going on in, like...
It's weird, but it's not like a deal breaker.
Oh, it's not a deal breaker, because the action...
I feel like it actually helps the movie.
The action scenes are all in the right place. They're all well paced. They all have, like, character moments going on. They're good, conceptually, action scenes. It's just in terms of visceral, punching feel. They don't really have that so much.
Cinematography.
Yeah, and part of that stuff, like, okay, so, you know, Black Panther T'Challa is always wearing the Black Panther suit, or almost always. There's a couple of scenes where he has to defend his title, where that all gets taken away, because otherwise it's not fair.
Yeah.
So, you
Were
know,
the odds fair?
he's
Then it
almost...
wasn't murder.
He's almost never in any... Like, okay, he takes a battle rhino to the chest, and is just kind of like, oof, felt that. By the way, battle rhinos!
Yes! Battle rhinos!
That is so much cooler than it kind of was on screen, but my imagination was still filling in the details. It was fucking awesome.
Kind of like why.
Is why?
War corgi.
War corgi?
It is a corgi that is
Dog of war.
It is a bouncing. It is a bouncing. The bouncing indestructible corgi of flaming death.
Martin.
I want that on a card.
Martin
Yes.
Freeman.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman as the token white guy. That's unusual. He was good. They gave him stuff to do and mostly just kind of like said mean things to him, and that was fun.
You say one more word, I will feed you to my children.
Just kidding, Biffy. We're vegetarian. That was fucking great.
That was so great.
That was really good. I liked how there was like this whole other tribe that's not down for all the super technology, though clearly they've got some technology. Otherwise, where are they getting all these nicely wooden floors? But the point is, I like how even within Wakanda, it's not all one nation.
Well, just as, you know, there's different providences.
It's
and
texture
states.
to it.
Yeah.
There's some texture to the nation. I wish we could have had a little bit more time on the ground, because, like, as Andy Serkis's claw said, they weave vibranium into their clothes. Okay, I want to go to the Wakanda version of Gap. What is that like?
I still want to know how you did that. That's not how fabric works.
Well, I mean, fabric, metal wire.
No, not gonna do it. No, don't bother.
I mean, we can get angry about the mechanics of vibranium all we want, but it's basically magic space metal.
Yeah, it's
Magic space metal.
It's the fuck you to the writers. Okay, how is it gonna be vibranium? Wait, how the fuck did that?
Magic
Who
space
cares?
metal!
Fuck you, the writer said so.
Exactly, and it's fine because it's a consistent, like, this entire nation.
It's not something that like, they bring up once and discard it. No, it's something that's pretty much global in
like,
their culture.
This is our trump card. We use it for everything.
Yes. I want to talk about themes for a second. I really love
Sins of the Father.
Yes, that's a big one in this case. In this case, it's a really good story. It's almost, I want to say, regal in a sense. The whole.
I guess Game of Thrones would be
yeah, that's a pretty good way of
Never
describing
saw it.
not in terms of tone, but in terms of like what the story's working.
Yeah.
No, if it was Game of Thrones in terms of tome, everybody would be dead.
Yeah, that's not
that or fucking each other.
or fucking each other while stabbing.
Yes. So it's
So Deadpool.
No. Very
So
different.
it's a really in this respect, it's a really good story.
at the end
about
of this
how-
video,
will
you
you
gotta-
stop interrupting
he's
me,
going.
you fat tub of goo?
He's going, man.
Give me a
great.
hug.
He's talking about real things here, man.
I'm
Go
trying
on.
to be nice.
Go on.
All right.
He's got thoughts.
All right. So in this
he
case, it's a
doesn't.
really good story about how how hard it is to be a king and how you have to live with their consequences and accept the consequences of those before you. This is going to happen to you if you're in any sort of leadership position. In this case, you've got an entire country of just awesome people and awesome stuff behind you. And it was nice to actually see the guy break away from tradition by the end of it, saying, okay, we're not going to just sit back and let everything we'll not just take care of ourselves. We're actually going to help other people now because we have that ability.
Well, I also there's the sins of the father, like, oh no, my father did a bad thing and he has to come to terms with that. But it's not just, my father wasn't who he thought he was. I also kind of now disagree with his leadership choices. So it's simultaneously a theme and a tangible decision
Not
to
so
make.
much his leadership choices, just a certain decision he made that had the potential to fuck up everything.
No, not just that. Also, okay, we're gonna go a little non-spoiler on that. But there's that, and there's also the decision for Wakanda to remain a secretive nation that doesn't help other countries. That's a tradition. They've been doing that for a long time, but it's...
I mean, it worked for him for a long time.
It worked
The
for
same
him.
thing happened in Legend of Korra. At the end of...
I've only seen the first season. Shut up.
All right, I'll shut up.
Spoilers!
I can't believe the... Okay, anyway.
I need to watch that.
The point is that sometimes... whenever any conflict happens modern day, there's because someone brings up another good point that someone else brings up against, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to choose one or the other. There's some way in between those two.
I mean,
you have to be able to learn from everything.
I know what you're saying. I kind of have to, like, throw out a warning here that centrism as it exists today is bullshit because, oh, what do you know? The president of our nation is a right-wing nut job. So trying to find the middle with that is maybe not a great idea. But in spirit, I get what you're saying.
Delusional right-wing nut job. Get it right.
Delusional.
Show him the proper respect.
Conspiracy theorist. Also a 4-year-old child. But no, and like right at the in the
you were pointing at me there.
No, I was talking about the president. But also
Overlord.
In the second in the first after credits scene, he specifically says we need to build bridges, not walls. Which, yes, I did take as a fuck you to Trump.
That's how you're allowed to interpret it. That's probably not what they were going for.
I mean...
But if that's what you want to take from that, how about it?
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not looking at you like anything.
I am.
Well, he is.
He always looks at me like that.
Fair enough.
I do. The character just feels right to me, and I've absorbed it into my being. Whenever you're around.
What character?
The character of
the one I play on your show, I
gave you an excuse to murder with no consequences, and you ran with it.
Because it was fun.
Yeah!
I'm the reason you have like half your subscribers.
Black Panther, continuing on Black Panther,
yes.
The ladies were really attractive.
And they kicked ass.
Oh, yeah. Like,
yeah.
It's T'Challa and then like a whole cast of ladies picking up his shit.
Did he freeze like an antelope in headlights?
It's like, it's my ex-girlfriend who I still have a crush on. Hi.
And again, I mean, it's just the fanboy in me, but I really wish Disney would just hurry up with the whole Fox thing just so it could be Storm instead of her.
No.
Now, the really question is, they use the newest actor, they use Halle Berry.
No, they'd have to use a new actress. I don't think Halle Berry's...
his name too. But that kind of makes me sad, I'll be honest. I really wanted Halle Berry.
Man, Halle Berry got wasted in those X-Men movies.
She did. That's the sad part.
They didn't give her anything to do until the third one, and even the third one was the worst.
Did you ever see Days of Future Past?
No.
Total cop-out kill on her and Magneto.
Yes.
Like, no.
But, alright, but we're straying off subject here. We're going back to talking about... Yes,
Black
because
Panther,
of you!
But, okay, yeah, Andy
awesome
Serkis, first of all, live-action Andy Serkis, not enough of that in the world. He is chewing the scenery as a bad guy who clearly has no fucks to give, but is also really good at his job.
Oh yeah, this dude was unhinged.
This was the guy that played Claw, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, making sure.
Andy Serkis, the guy who is in the mocap suit for Gollum.
Yes, and wasn't he also the dude that did Home Alone?
No.
No, I must be thinking of someone else. My apologies.
That's
something
else.
Look, the point is that
he was Russian. Like the character?
I
don't fucking know.
No one cares.
Because I did not.
He's an arms dealer. He was in he was in Age of Ultron. That's what he was in.
Yes.
He survived Age of Ultron, which I was surprised. Because everything about that character screamed, this guy's gonna get murdered. He didn't get murdered. He got murdered in this movie, though. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan, I can't think of a single person who wasn't doing their job acting-wise. Martin Freeman kind of felt off, but that's just because he was supposed to feel off.
He was supposed to be a fish out of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. He's out of place right now. You
know what it was? You know what it was? It was his American accent. I just realized. That's what was throwing me.
I believe that.
It was throwing me because he's British. He's so British all the time. They picked him to play Bilbo. How much more British can you get?
That's true.
It's like the only way you could get more British is if you fused him with David Tennant.
Or
Oh God,
a lot of
that'd
other
be
people.
terrifying.
That would be weird.
Oh, that'd be well. David Tennant's Scottish.
Martin. Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna be mad.
What
at
have you
me.
done?
They're gonna be so mad at me over there. The Scots and the Brits do not like to be like.
In a football game between soccer, well, whatever, football between the Scotland and Ireland, they were yelling at each other. We hate the English more than you.
Yeah.
No, we hate the English more than you.
That's seriously all they were doing. That.
Oh. There was
While throwing empty balls at each other.
I think there wasn't really enough space given for this, but it's there. That Killmonger, God, that's a great name, isn't it? That's a great villain name. It's a little on the nose, but it's great.
It gets the point across.
Maybe it's just because of all the stuff I've seen and read. It just feels a little cliche to me. But I mean, they did make it work.
But what I liked about Killmonger was that they established that he worked for the CIA as a person who overthrows nations, and like
That worked in Black Ops.
he's like, I'm gonna use their country overthrowing skills against them. It's like, maybe we shouldn't use the ways of the colonizing people. Maybe.
Seems a little hypocritical for what we're going for.
Well, here's the really interesting part I think about all of this. The dude, as the character, he put himself through MIT, got himself great grades, went into the CIA, all of that.
Went to the SEALs first.
Went to the SEALs, then into the CIA. He did all of this out of pure spite.
Yeah, because he was pissed about.
He was motivated.
He was
That's
pissed.
motivation.
Yeah, and I mean that's just to show that he was like a really capable guy coming up out of where was it?
I was cheering.
Somewhere in
Oakland.
Oakland, California. That was it.
Man, I was cheering for the Patriots in the Super Bowl purely out of spite against Eagles fans. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just like saying.
I mean, I just didn't go around killing people.
I'm just like saying, you go join the Navy SEALs just out of spite. You're freaking
And that's
crazy.
not something you just do.
No, that's not something you wake up one day and it's like, I'm going to be a Navy SEAL. That doesn't happen.
Although, fun fact, the Army Rangers actually have a higher dropout rate than the SEALs do.
There was a great moment when the general lady's wearing a wig, and it's
She did not like it.
her entire battalion are shaved head and they rock it. And then
they're
she
warriors.
Yeah, but she's got this wig on. She
Someone
hates
has
it.
to explain the
so
reasoning
she
to that for me, though.
throws it at a guy.
Why you
She's
cut your
just-
hair short?
No, why some people shave their heads when they're warriors. I don't understand how that's
No one
supposed
can pull on your hair.
Yeah, that's all.
to... Okay,
that's
so it's
what-
just
it is-
one last vulnerable
It is
point.
one less
one less
vulnerable.
vulnerable.
It is
Give me...
Yeah, see,
it is
look, you can't grab my
extreme
head.
dedication to not getting screwed in a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know, the shaved head look just never does it for me.
As far as women
They
go,
rocked it.
They rocked it. I will agree to that. That like they were warriors and they pulled it off. I would.
No,
I do
I'd say some of
Oh
them.
yeah, whoever did the fight choreography, I mean, with as little action as there was, it worked.
I liked that their spears were sonic cannons. That they mostly
Yeah.
used as spears anyway.
Can I have one?
No, you're not getting one.
Why not?
Because you're gonna blow your house up, and then you're gonna ask me, Trey, can you fix the roof on my house?
Well, I would not blow my own house up. I would practice it in a safe, empty parking lot.
Pretty good cameo from Stan Lee.
Not the one we're in, you tit.
Sorry.
The one outside his house.
Pretty good cameo from Stan Lee.
Stanley
Stan Lee's
cameo.
gambling. That's good.
Dude,
They just, it's kind of, it's
And
gone.
this one's like right at the beginning too, so you don't have to wait the whole movie
Yeah.
to see
yeah,
it.
it's not
It's
like,
like-
an after credit scene or something.
It's like,
that.
here's the progression of the Stan Lee cameo. Oh my god, it's Stan Lee. Then as they keep doing it, you just start getting tired of it. And then they just keep doing it, even though people are getting tired of it. And it just comes right back up to being awesome, because they just won't stop.
It's got.
Well, they're finally finding ways to make it funny.
It's the knock knock who's there banana. The longer you go with it,
Bananas!
if you just stick with it long enough, it comes back around to funny.
We've been doing this for so long, it's become retro at this point. That's sad.
Ooh, a retro really in your face Stan Lee cameo.
When did Iron Man come out? Like 2004? 2006? We've been doing this for over a decade now.
Oh my god, 12 years of Marvel movies, and most of
Well,
them have been
weren't
good.
they doing it before Iron Man? Like
Nope.
he was in
No.
Fantastic Four. That
Oh
came
no,
out
wait.
What? It did?
He was in Spider-Man.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So
I don't know if they were
They've been doing
always
this long.
I don't know if
Yeah,
they
that-
were always doing it, and they did it in Daredevil.
I mean, I don't think they did it in any of the
Daredevil?
X-Men movies.
Yeah.
With the Ben Affleck one?
Yeah, he was
Oh, right,
in
I
that.
repressed that one. I'm
But
sorry.
did they do it?
I just remembered why.
You are justified.
It wasn't that bad. It
It
wasn't
wasn't-
that good, but
It wasn't that bad. I mean,
But did he show up-
Batflick is better than Dareflick. No, that doesn't
Did
make
he
sense.
show up in any of the X-Men movies? Aside from, like,
Yeah,
the
he did.
spin-off ones.
He did. I know he showed up in 3.
I know
The
he
Last
didn't.
Stand?
Yeah, I know he was at
I
least.
know
in that
he
one.
skipped a couple of the more
He
recent
skipped
ones.
one. I think he skipped. The
I
first
mean,
one.
I don't remember him being in Days of Future Past. I don't remember. I think he was in First Class.
I can't imagine
He
he
was-
was in Wolverine Origins.
He was not.
He was not in Origins. I did not
Um,
see the Wolverine, and I did not see Apocalypse. So I wouldn't know.
No, I don't know if he was in Apocalypse. I think he was in X3 United.
He was in
He
the-
was like one of the neighbors or something.
He
like
was
that.
in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. He's
Yeah.
in most of them.
During the library fight.
Yeah.
the
I
headphones.
don't remember. I know he was at least in like the Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
one. I know he was at least in 3. I don't remember if he was in 1 or 2.
He
though.
was
I only saw
definitely
the
in
third
1 and
Tobey
2.
Maguire one once. I never
Yeah,
wanted to see it again.
Well, that's completely logical.
Oh, speaking of, okay, previews, but, okay, Black Panther is really good. See it in theaters. Like, it's worth it.
3D probably not recommended.
Yeah.
I would never recommend 3D to anyone.
Just well,
I can't say that this is like a visual
You
spectacle.
still have these in your car.
Yeah.
put it down.
I can't say it's a visual spectacle worthy
Do
of
you mind?
3D or IMAX. No, go ahead.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not like
Wakanda's-
Star Wars.
Yeah, Wakanda's architecture is very, very pretty. But the odd thing about I don't really notice, and this is probably just for as a writing state, I've already got one.
Cheers.
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 Clean.
They only showed off one city, and they never actually named it.
I think that is the city, Wakanda.
But Wakanda's a state, or not
It's
a
a
state, a
country.
country.
Wakanda's
Yeah,
a
so
country.
unless the city's also named Wakanda, I don't quite understand.
I mean, it's a very small nation. The entire nation might
I
fit
claim this
in that
nation.
city.
I claim this dumpster in the nation of cyanide.
I mean,
you have to understand. There's like
there's that one guy who switches sides. I feel like we needed a little bit more of him.
but it was complete. I thought he was fleshed out pretty well
It
for a
was-
one-time character.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Like
I do understand his reasoning for it.
there
Yeah,
was
it's-
enough there that I got his heel turn, but I still feel like we needed a little bit, especially with him and the general lady.
Who were married to each other.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Are they married, or are they just
Well, they were at least in love. We knew
Yeah.
that. That's the important part.
I mean, she was enough to stop the rampaging rhino by just standing there. And it's
because
like,
the rhino
balls!
knows her.
Balls!
I like her. She's got girl balls. And the rhino licks her because she
Ovaries.
helped raise it.
ovaries of vibranium. There you go. But yeah, it's really good. It's the best one they've made in a while. I like.
Oh God! Imagine having sex with ovaries of vibranium. All the kinetic energy is bouncing back. At you.
You fucking idiot.
That just means you got to thrust once.
I liked it better than Thor Ragnarok, if only because it was more tonally consistent.
Yeah, but Thor Ragnarok had hell yeah though.
Thor Ragnarok had some really high points, but then it would like undercut itself with out of place comedy, and this only.
all right.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. This
at least,
was,
at least it was a consistent theme.
yeah,
I'll give it that.
and it was funny. Like there
Yeah.
was good like banter between
That one.
T'Challa and Suri, like especially.
They felt like a family.
She was messing with her brother all the time. It
Oh
was
God,
great.
yes. That's probably the best chemistry in the movie right there.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Those
yeah.
two played.
yeah.
They've really felt like a family.
Are you
that actually,
recording
like, grew up.
for research purposes? Delete that footage.
This is what you get for messing around in my lab, brother.
Ha
Dee
Get out of my laboratory.
Only this time it's the other way.
Yeah, yes. Dexter, get out of my laboratory. They did that one time. Dexter
Yeah, they
like
did.
made Dee Dee smart, and then she was like smarter than him.
And just like
and
now
he regretted.
your services are no longer required.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Black Panther's good.
What
See it in
does this
theaters.
fucking do?
Let's see. Do the trailer talk because I like to do those. Previews, because this is the only time I watch previews.
Really? You
I
don't
do
look- you
not
don't look
watch
at
them on
Oh, you
trailers?
see,
YouTube.
I
or
don't watch
something?
TV outside of sports, outside of football
But
season.
he's asking,
so-
like, as a movie guy, it
Yeah,
is a
that's-
little weird that I don't go looking for trailers on YouTube.
Yeah, I get
Fair
them all
enough.
the time.
But
I mean, I'm just saying, I never see what's coming out unless it's like on social media or
Fair
an ad
enough.
on YouTube because I don't watch TV when football's not in season.
yeah.
So-
Okay, so first we start with Jurassic World 2: The Fallen Kingdom. I did not like Jurassic World.
Okay, you know,
Jurassic World didn't set the bar very high, but we all like Chris Pratt.
Okay, but let's be honest.
I wasn't even hot for him. Like, I like Chris Pratt, but I was not hot for him in that movie.
Well, not in that movie, but he was like, oh, Chris Pratt's gonna be it, and he's cute.
Jurassic World wasn't the worst Jurassic Park movie.
No.
And it's easily the second best, but it's not that high of a bar. It's really...
I mean, I could debate that with 2, but you are right that the bar for Jurassic Park movies after the first one is pretty low.
Yeah. So they only here's the good news: they can only go up.
Fun fact: to this day, Jurassic Park is still my favorite movie.
No, the good news is I actually looked up Jurassic World 2. They're actually using like real props instead of all CG
They
stuff.
did that in the Jurassic World 1 though. Like,
but they're doing a lot more of it. Like the T-Rex in the trailer.
That wasn't the problem.
Not the trailer. The big not the trailer as in like the movie part. I mean the
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that was actually all one giant robot.
I don't think the animatronics was the problem with the first movie.
Didn't one of the repair guys back during filming for that actually get stuck inside the T-Rex robot?
That would be amazing.
Because it wasn't working right, they had to climb inside through its mouth to fix it, and he got stuck.
Help!
Do not turn on that dinosaur!
The only dinosaur fatality in recorded memory.
That's Guinness Book World
I mean,
Records
he's
right
going
there.
down in history.
You're the only man to be killed by a dinosaur.
I will
He
say,
was fine.
I will say, in defense of Jurassic World 2, at least it's a plot I haven't seen before from a Jurassic World movie.
Yes.
Like the island's exploding and they're there to get the
Yeah, they better
dinosaurs
explain
off.
that part.
It's
How
It's a
the-
volcano.
volcanic island.
That's not hard to explain.
Yeah, it's just like Hawaii.
There was no volcano on that island.
Because
It's
it
always been a
wasn't
volcano.
active.
Yeah.
then
Now
that
it
means
is.
it's not.
They
There's
can
a
react.
difference.
Dormant.
There's
Dormant.
a difference between extinct and dormant. But okay, so that's at least a different plot. So I'll see I'm interested to see what they do with
I
that.
have one thing to say about it. During the whole UN or whatever conference they're doing about the island,
Jeff Goldblum.
do these creatures have the same rights that we give to other animals? It's like, well, they are mass creatures of destruction, so in terms of just general economics or ecological safety, I would say no. But save the compies, damn it! They're cute and adorable.
Well, here's the interesting part. If it was actually cool of politics, all of the dinosaurs would be labeled endangered species, and
Yeah.
they would have to be released or at least put under different breeding
Well,
conditions.
I mean that's ideal.
That's
scenario.
ideal. Yeah, that's if it was.
That's
actually
assuming
going to
people
happen.
were willing to spend the money, which is
Save the compies, goddammit! They're cute and adorable.
Now that's realistic.
Okay,
Actually
so-
saving embryos.
okay. Now the next one is Ready Player One.
He
which
doesn't
is-
like it. I want to see it.
I'm just now hearing about it for the first
Okay,
time.
Ready Player One is based on a book which
Damn it.
is well known for being basically 80s
Do that
reference.
again.
No, I listen. Ready Player One, the book, is 80s reference the book.
That's fair enough.
The entire
Is it
plot.
good?
No, it
No,
is
it's-
not
No,
a good
how do you
book.
not- or never mind.
Okay, I'm asking the wrong person.
I
Did
have
you
read
enjoy it?
plenty of excerpts of that writing. That is not good writing. I don't have to
It
read
doesn't-
an entire book to know it's bad.
Look, and I'll read it myself.
But okay, in defense of the movie, the book is terrible. It's just a long extended. I know so many things about the '80s, and I get awarded the control of Google Amazon for knowing '80s trivia. That's the book. The movie, first of all, is expanding the reference pool
Iron
out of
Giant,
the '80s.
Overwatch, RoboCop, Street Fighter.
Halo.
Iron Giant.
I already
said-
said Iron Giant.
Oh, I'm sorry. There is Back to the Future because Steven Spielberg's directing it.
That's the other thing. Steven Spielberg is one of the greatest directors of all time. If anyone's gonna hammer a good movie out of that piece of shit book, it's him or maybe Paul Verhoeven, but
Or Stanley Kubrick, but he's dead.
well, yeah, that's why
Yeah, a
not
little bit.
him.
He's a little
and
bit.
no, I don't think he would make a good Ready Player
Actually,
One
no,
movie.
he wouldn't. Yeah.
He's never made an action movie.
I will hear no words against the Kubrick!
He
You're
had a
blocking
very
the camera
spec-
with your fist.
He had a very specific skill set, and action movies wasn't one of them.
You'll
Anyway,
hear no words
so
against the Kubrick.
I'm actually very excited for Ready Player One.
I'll see
I
it
think
with you.
it's thank you, because it actually looks like something that might actually happen as
Just
far
like
as the
this
story
guy.
goes. Because honestly, if you could, let's be honest, we're all staring at our phones anyway. There's one more step between that and just augmented reality and virtual reality. Why the fuck would you ever come back down?
Whatever. I will
Because you
lend
might get trapped in it.
I will do. The
That's
Batman.
exactly what happens in the thing.
No,
That's the
they
point.
don't get trapped in it.
No, they get trapped as far as a drug goes. Like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's what I mean.
Okay.
It could actually move on to that.
Okay, I'm just
Moving
gonna
on, yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you though that's the book also had that and did nothing with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I will
we're
lend you the
moving-
camera
we're
for that. We'll
moving-
Batman v Super it. You guys can see it and tell me about it
The
later.
super.
Fine.
Okay, the next one, I haven't heard of this one. Uncle Drew. A bunch of old guys join a local basketball tournament. It's a comedy, Shaq's in it, a whole bunch of comedy actors who I don't know.
And once again, we're gonna be all over that free throw shit. With Shaquille
It actually looked pretty good.
That looked pretty funny.
Like it's
Yeah, I'll go see it. Yeah,
like
why
it's
not?
like it's that eternal fight between the old school versus the new school.
No,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go see it just because of who's all in it. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm going
Yeah.
for the cast.
It's kind of like watching Red, but with basketball. I'm okay
that's a
with that.
good comparison,
Yeah.
actually.
I'm completely okay with that.
I like that actually.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Wow, I haven't seen that in a while.
I
I,
don't-
never saw the second. I never saw the sequel. Not worth
It's-
it.
If it's on TV, go ahead.
It's
and
got
watch
Morgan Freeman
serious.
didn't make it. Don't worry
It's
about
got
it.
serious sequel syndrome. It's like, hey, all the stuff I
Yeah.
like is here.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
that's
so it actually tried.
that's my problem with Hollywood. If it sells well once, don't make another one because it's not going to do any good. You're
So
gonna make
the-
half your money.
So
And
Red
then-
2 was actually trying to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, there's it's the difference between making money versus making art. There's somewhere in between there, but if you just try to make all the money all the time, it ain't gonna be worth anything.
Tell EA that, man.
We have been for years.
They
But-
haven't been listening because people keep buying their fucking sports games every year.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But that's not our
Uncle
fault.
Uncle Drew looks cool. I don't think I'd see it in theaters, but I do want to see it at some point.
At least read a good review on it.
Yeah, yeah.
A comprehensive review.
Okay, next we have Tom Hardy's Venom.
Yes. Okay. When they first announced the Venom movie, and I was like, okay, and then they's like, this is going to be more. We're going to
You
try
wanted
and
it
make
for
this more
years.
horror central.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that sounds really good. And then I waited for months. Okay. I don't fuck the camera.
Fuck you.
Okay. How much alcohol
Talk.
you got?
None. Talk.
Go on about Venom.
So I waited for months to hear more about it because they're really keeping this quiet. And then I hear Tom Hardy's going to be Venom or Eddie Brock, and I was like, no. And then I Googled it. Tom Hardy's going to be Eddie Brock. I was like,
Mad
I'm
Max.
in. I'm fucking in.
You wanted that for like years.
Okay, now
Not really. I mean, I've always liked Venom.
Yeah, I thought
Just
you
like-
wanted to. I thought you wanted Tom Hardy to play him since like ever.
No, I just like Tom Hardy.
Oh well, either way, you got your.
I mean, in addition to being hot, he's a really good action star. I like him.
and he likes dogs.
and he likes dogs.
Do you know how hard it is to find a guy who likes dogs? Not that hard!
I can't say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you go. ahead. I have the least to say.
You have the least to say. I am looking forward to it. I kind of hope that Kevin Feige stays away from it though, because Kevin Feige makes really good hero movies. We don't want that. We want a villain movie, which I have no idea what
Not-
they're going to do with the story with this.
They're,
That's my only concern right now.
I can't confirm or deny it. It's just hearsay at this point. I think they might be trying to make this more of an anti-hero style thing, which, I'm going to be honest, I'm not okay with. That's not Venom.
Venom's a villain. He only teams up on like very specific
Him
circumstances.
and Spider-Man teamed up to fight Carnage, who is a far more dangerous symbiote.
Yeah, when you make something that's worse than both of you combined, something's wrong.
All right.
That makes perfect sense.
I have zero attachment or experience with the Venom character, mostly because I wasn't big into Spider-Man.
You're allowed to have the wrong opinion.
I was into other things as a child.
I'm just kidding.
Tobey Maguire was a
I like
terrible
Tom
Spider-Man.
Hardy. I like Tom Hardy. I kind of treat him like I do. I'm forgetting.
I still haven't seen
Emily
the third
Blunt.
Batman movie when he was Bane.
Oh
Really?
shit! I'm running out of battery.
Oh.
I'm running out of battery. All right, Venom. The trailer was good. Ant-Man and Wasp was funny. I've seen that trailer though.
Yeah. I am.
First time I saw it.
The only thing I don't like about that is that they're not bringing in Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright's the one that did the first one. And
No, he didn't. He got canned.
really?
Yeah, they got someone else.
Oh, okay.
We get to see a car shrink and then enlarge to Shoryuken in another
Yeah.
car.
Just
first
look.
one-
The point is, make the movie campy.
All right, and the next one is Solo, the Star Wars movie. Whatever.
Mad. I don't want to talk.
Whatever.
I mean, I'm gonna see it. Obviously, it's fucking Star Wars, but
that's my problem. I've noticed this for Disney. They're starting to churn out Star Wars movies like they're saying, "Oh, it makes money. Here, give us money."
It's Disney.
I know, but it's pissing me off now. At least make it a coherent story.
I gotta get a new battery for this thing.
Make a Darth Bane movie and put Tom Hardy as Darth Bane.
I'm okay with that. Just don't churn it out in like yearly or 6-month intervals. Like actually
make me director, damn it! I'll do it right.
Make it art. That's the point. That's why. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why Star Wars was great. Is because it was a good story.
Hey man, I know you had problems with 8, but 8 was an arty movie that had themes and ideas, and it was beautifully shot.
Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah. I know you had problems with it, but
we already talked about that. I'm not going to get into it again.
I'm okay with it.
But like they renewed
it was my favorite.
Yeah. Look, the point I'm trying to make out of it is that don't just treat this as a cash grab. We know you spent $6 billion on it, but you made that back in 2 movies. We don't care.
Which is pretty impressive. All right. Good night.
I liked Rogue One.
Cheers.